Okay, Sports Zone here. Today I'm going to rank my top 15 point guards in the NBA. So let's start with the honorable mentions. Kendrick Nunn didn't make the list. This not unless because this is the season. Injuries matter. People that have been injured probably not going to be that high. Kendrick Nunn's been good, had a great start, but kind of slowed down. Patrick Beverley is not going to make the top 15 list. His defense is high. He probably made like 16 or 17 on the list. He just didn't make it enough. The offense is just too weak. The defense is really good, but the offense is really weak. Derrick Rose didn't make it. His team hasn't been good. He's been really good, but I feel like it's kind of like the Kevin Love effect. Your stats increase because you're on a bad team, but he's been really good coming off the bench. Dinwiddie doesn't make the top 15 list. He's honorable mention. He's been a beast, but same with him. I feel like his defense isn't good. He's really good at offense. He's a good point guard, but just not on the top 15 list. Fred VanVleet didn't make the list, so he was like probably 16th on the list. He's a beast. He's great on offense. I just think his defense is going to be a little bit interesting, but he was a sliver away from making it. So now, to start with our top 15 list, at 15, we got the guy who was a beast on the Nets, got traded to the Warriors, and then got traded to the Timberwolves, D'Angelo Russell. Now, he barely made 15. It was probably him or Fred VanVleet. You could go either way. I feel like him and Fred VanVleet are interchangeable. I feel like I think that's how you say it. But yeah, his defense is really bad, but his offense is good. Really, really good. I know I'm kind of being hypocritical, but I just think the way D'Angelo Russell is, all-star player, he was probably an all-star snub this year. He's just a beast. I think he's 15. At 14, we got the new Pacer, Malcolm Brogdon. See, now I have Malcolm Brogdon at 14 because his defense is so good. And his offense is really, really, really good too. I would say his defense is probably better. He's just an amazing all-around guard. Like, he can do everything. The only problem that he's had this year is he's been injured a lot. That's why it's really low. He'd probably be way higher if he wasn't injured all the time. At 13, we got the Bucks point guard. He's like on that all-star caliber player, but it's not an all-star. Eric Bledsoe. Now, Eric Bledsoe, he's interesting. You see, he's really good offensively. Defensively, he's pretty good. He's just not, I don't know. I think he's good as a third option. Nothing better. Like, his shooting is, like, interesting. I don't know. He's an overall 13 point guard in the NBA. Not bad. Not bad at all. 12, we got the Nuggets point guard, overpaid as heck. I might do a video on overpaid players, and he'll be in it. Jamal Murray. Now, Jamal Murray, he's really good. But the money he's been getting, he should be doing better. And that's kind of suck, because players get stuck in that money hole a lot, too. He's a beast, right? He's a beast. Great offensively. He's fine defensively. He's a good point guard for the Nuggets. He's a star point guard for a playoff team. At 11, we got the rookie point guard. Over all these dudes, I have Ja Morant. Now, he's been a beast offensively. All the highlight plays, the athleticism, and he's been leading an interesting Grizzlies team to 8th seed. And that says a lot about him. He's just been a beast overall. To start our top 10, we've got De'Aaron Fox. Now, De'Aaron Fox is interesting. I would say he's kind of one-sided, but his defense isn't bad. He's really, really fast. I think he's a future point guard of the NBA. He could be like, I don't know, one of those fast slashers type players, but his 3-point shot is improving too. At 9, we got, in my opinion, one of the most overrated players in the whole NBA, Kyle Lowry. He's a gritty, great offensively point guard. Just, I don't know. I think he's a 9th player, nothing higher. I don't think he's better than any of these point guards. At 8, we got Chris Paul. Now, the fact that he's been leading this Thunder team that we thought was going to be a low-tier team to a better overall seed than the Rockets and other teams like that is awesome. Like, he's a beast. He's been amazing. This is one of his best years of his career. At 7, we got Ben Simmons. Now, Ben Simmons is good. I just feel like he hasn't really been improved since his rookie year. Alright? 6, we got Trae Young. Of course, offensively, he's a top 5 player offensively, in my opinion. But if we're talking about defense, he's horrible. Worse than low tier. And his team isn't doing any good either. That's just what I think. He's not a top 5 point guard. If you're talking about just offense, sure. But if we're talking about as an overall point guard, no. And he hasn't shown he can lead a team. To start a top 5, we got Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a beast. Alright? He's a beast. The Rockets have been amazing. He's been a superstar player. 27 points since they started small ball. He's just a great player, you know? Russell Westbrook has been a top 5 point guard. He's been better than Trae Young. Of course, Trae Young might have been better a little bit at offense, but not by a lot, actually. Westbrook, 27. Trae Young, 30. I'm talking about when they switched to small ball. Westbrook has been amazing. The same defensively, still a great rebounder and good at passing, and the team has been amazing. He's a top 5 point guard. Yes, he's still a top 5 point guard. He's a top 3 point guard of the decade, 2010s. I know that doesn't have to do anything at the season, but still. At number 4, we got Kemba Walker, alright? Kemba Walker barely misses out on top 3 point guards in the NBA this season. The Celtics have been amazing. Way better than when they were with Kyrie last season. He's been great for the team. The chemistry's been better. He's been a top point guard. Yes, Kemba Walker is that dude, and I just love what he's been doing, alright? Alright. He's been a beast offensively, fine defensively. He's never been a bad defender. He's been like first, second option. He's amazing at just knowing his role. When he's the top dude and when he's not the top dude. Jason Tatum's probably been the top dude. He's fine with that. He plays his role. Still gives you a good 25 per night. And that's amazing. Even though he's been injured. This season, this might be crazy to you since I'm including injuries. I got Kyrie at 3. When healthy, he's been a beast. Alright? For the Nets, he's been amazing. Offensively, he's been amazing. Defensively, he's been that dude. Not an amazing defender, but he's fine. He's been dropping buckets, has had those games where you're like, whoa, 50 in the first night? That game against the Bulls where you only missed once and was just on fire the whole time? He's still been a top 3 point guard, even though he's been injured most of the season. That's just my opinion. I feel like you could switch him with Kemba, and it wouldn't make that much of a difference. You could switch him with Westbrook even, and it wouldn't make that much of a difference. He's a 3 through 5 in the top 15 point guards in the NBA this season. At number 2, we have Damian Lillard. Now, he's had arguably his best season this season. The only thing holding him back is the Trailblazers are barely out of the playoffs. He's been great at leading his team, right? Leading his team. And I believe that he's like one piece away on the Trailblazers, one more scoring piece, like star caliber player, of being a championship contender. I mean, his offensive game is amazing. His defensive game is good. He's just been amazing this year, right? He's been a beast. You can't say no. Like, so many superstar moments. Like, this is arguably his best season. I feel like he's the second best point guard in the NBA. And remember, this is including injuries. Alright? Now, at number 1, the best point guard this season in the whole NBA, I bet you can guess it. You could make him point guard or shooting guard. I'm keeping him as point guard. The best point guard in the NBA this season is easily, by far, even though Dame's been doing amazing, he doesn't make it, barely. Luka Doncic. Like, come on, man. Luka Doncic is easily the best point guard this season. He's almost having a triple-double, 28 points, dropping dimes. Second season, and he's already an MVP candidate, leading the Mavericks to the playoffs. Leading the Mavericks as making them one of the best offensive teams of all time this season. Yes, Luka is that dude. The three-point shot, if you actually look into it, it's 35%. Not amazing, but you have to keep in mind, he shoots a lot of them. And if he doesn't shoot a lot of them, they're not going to be as good. That's just honest. Now, his three-point shooting is good. It's above average. The statistics don't say everything. Watch him in game. Step back, absolutely deadly. Arguably the best step back in the game. Inside scoring, great. Even though he's not even athletic, it's still above average. Like, how he can just get to the rim, floaters, layups, everything. Alright? The mid-range game, amazing. Defensive game, he's not even bad at defense. He's going to be a superstar, alright? Superstar in the NBA. I'm calling it. He's a beast. And that's my top 15 point guards. I'm going to let this clip play out. Peace out.